Hello everyone, hope you're alright. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I save my geraniums over the winter and how I propagate them by taking cuttings. So here you can see my geranium plant all happy, nice and growing in the container in my front yard, and it has grown quite big. So I'm going to take some cuttings from it. So I have two geranium plants, one in this container and one in another container. So I'm going to take some cuttings so I can propagate these plants. So here you can see the cutting I have got. So you need to cut a side shoot below a leaf node, and you need to have the crown from where all the new leaves and flower bud comes out. So I have got a pot of water with me, and I'm going to put the cuttings in the water so they don't dry out, because it's the end of summer and it's still quite hot. So this plant is quite big, and I can easily take 4 to 5 cuttings from this plant without losing too much of this plant. And as a result, the plant will grow more side shoots and will develop more. So here you can see the cutting I have taken. So you want to cut just below a leaf node from where new roots will grow. So I'll show you how I prepare these cuttings before I plant them. So at this point, I'm going to take all the cuttings I need, and then I'll show you how to prepare them. So here I have got all my cuttings, and I have got this multi-cell tray with 12 cells in it, filled with multi-purpose compost, and I have put it in another tray which can hold the water. So I have filled that tray with water, so the compost is nice and wet. So here I am going to take my cutting. As you can see, there is a node, and I have just cut below the leaf node, and I want to remove all the lower leaves. So we don't want too many leaves on our cutting, because more leaf surface means more transpiration and the cuttings will dry out faster. So we will just leave 2 or 3 new leaves, and if there is any flower bud growing, we need to remove that as well. So there wasn't any flower bud on this one, so I just left 2 or 3 leaves, and I just placed my cutting in the compost, which is nice and loose. So here is another one. Remove all the lower leaves. There are like 2 or 3 nodes from where the new roots can grow out, and if there are any dead or damaged leaves, you can remove them as well. And just 2 or 3 small new leaves are enough, and that's all basically. So this way I'm going to prepare all my cuttings and put them in the compost. You can also use a rooting hormone. I don't think that is necessary. The cuttings will root anyway. These are hot warm days, so I want to keep them moist by keeping the water in the tray underneath. So I don't want my compost to dry out. So this is the end of August, and I still have plenty of time for these cuttings to develop roots. So I will give them 1 to 2 months in my greenhouse so they can develop new roots. And once the weather gets colder, like at the end of October, I will take these plants inside my house so I can place them in a sunny windowsill where they receive indirect bright sunlight, and I don't need to water them too much inside my house. So I'll keep an eye on them. If they start feeling like they are getting dry, then I can water them. Otherwise they can survive there for a long time. So I'll keep them inside my house until the weather starts warming up again in spring. So here I have got 10-11 cuttings, I think. So I'm going to prepare all my cuttings and place them in this tray, and then I'll show you the end result. So here all my cuttings are done. So I will leave them inside my greenhouse, and basically I will keep watering them so they can have new roots. And as I said, once I take them inside my house, I will stop watering them. So this is basically for propagation. So this is how you can propagate your geranium plants, by taking cuttings, and you can take them inside your house, or you can put them in a heated greenhouse if you have one during the winter to overwinter them. They can't survive the cold and humid weather, so they will rot if it's too much humidity or too much cold. One thing which I forgot to mention is when you take your cuttings, you need to use a sharp, clean pair of scissors. So make sure to sanitize your scissors before taking your cuttings. So I'm doing this process at the end of summer so I can take my cuttings and I can overwinter my plants, and in the spring my plants will be ready. However, some people like to delay this step on the spring, so they overwinter the parent plant inside their house or in a heated cold frame, and they will take the cuttings in spring. So basically, if you take the parent plant only, like one or two or maybe 4 or 5 parent plants, it's easier to manage them instead of managing so many cuttings. But I am doing this step and the end of summer, as I said, because I want my plants ready in the spring so I can show you the results. So basically these cuttings are done now. I will also dig my parent plant in October somewhere and put it in a smaller container so I can take that inside my house as well. So this is in March after the cold snowy winter has passed. So I'm going to show you the result of my cuttings. So here you can see they have got really nice roots going on and the cuttings are looking good. I have kept them inside my house all the winter, and you can see there's a flower bird. Soil is looking pretty dry. I haven't been watering them much, like once a month, maybe misting a little bit, and that's all. So they are looking good. I lost 2 or 3 cuttings due to rotting. It can happen. And this is the parent plant which I dug out and put it in this small long container, so it's looking good as well. It has got lots of new leaves and some old leaves which I can remove. So basically this is quite a success. I have saved my parent plant and I have got like 7 8 new plants and I'm quite happy with it. So this is the other parent plant which I did not take inside my house and I left it in my greenhouse, and you can see it's all gone, it's all dead, there's no sign of life in it, it's all rotten, and basically I'm going to discard it. So I did this to show you the difference what happens if you leave them outside in an unheated greenhouse. They can't survive because this winter has been quite cold. We had like 20-degree Fahrenheit temperature for a week or so, and we had like 4 or 5 spells of snow. So this plant couldn't take it and it's all gone and dead. It's okay, I still have plenty of plants with me, and in fact I can take some cuttings from the other parent plant as well if I want to. So here I'm going to pot up my cuttings because it's still quite cold outside, so I can't plant them outside until all the danger of frost is gone. So I have got these bigger pots, so I'm going to fill them with multi-purpose compost, nice and loose, and I'm going to take my cutting out which has got nice roots now, but it needs potting on because it is running out of the small compartment. So I will tease the roots a little bit so they grow in all directions, and I place my plant in this bigger pot in the middle and I fill around it with more compost, so it will give it more room to grow, and hopefully by June this will be nice and full, and then I can plant it outside in the garden or in my patio containers. So I have got enough plants. Last year I bought 2 plants, 1 pound each, and now I have like 10 plants available, and basically this is how I can propagate geranium plants and I can increase my collection. This is red flowering geranium, and this year I'm planning to buy more geraniums with different colors. So I have removed the flower stalk. I do not want the plant to send energy into producing flowers at this point. I want it to work on the roots, so it has nice strong roots, and basically once I'm ready to plant them outside, then it can start producing flowers. So here I'm going to do another one. So here you can see I have potted up all my geranium plants and they are looking really nice. I'm going to water them thoroughly so they are not dry anymore, and now I will leave them inside my greenhouse, which is quite warm these days. Although it's cold outside, it stays like above 5 degrees centigrade in my greenhouse, so I think they will do okay. And I will leave the parent plant as it is. I will just water it, and basically once all the danger frost is gone, then I can plant them in their final destination. So hope you enjoyed watching this video, and it gives you plenty of information about how to propagate geranium plants by taking cuttings, how to overwinter geranium plants, and basically this way I can increase my geranium collection. So this year I may buy different colors and propagate them. So please subscribe to my channel for more gardening videos, and you can also join my channel for extra perks. Thank you very much for watching today. See you next time. Bye.